Welcome back to another episode of Scott's Quick Cash Class, where every day I'm bringing you 5 to 7 minute episodes to help with financial questions and different financial issues, and also help me with different financial issues from your questions. So we got a good one today. We're talking about 401ks. What are they? How do they benefit me? Should I use them? And some different questions around that. So for those of you guys that have a job, a regular quote unquote 9 to 5 job, a lot of employers offer what's called a 401k. It was developed back in the day, I want to say in the late 70s, 80s, for a way for employees to contribute to their retirement without relying on pensions or Social Security. So, when you look back, a lot of companies used to offer pensions. I know my grandfather, he was a coal miner, and they had a pension whenever he retired from there. The way of the pension is definitely going away, so that's why they come out with 401ks. And so the nice thing about 401ks that's different than waiting for your Social Security that might never come, or a pension, is that when that money leaves the employer and it leaves your paycheck, it goes into your account, and that is 100% your money. Now, I know there's different vesting schedules out there, and you have to be in for so long to keep some of the company's money, but your money, when you put it into a 401k, is always yours. And then generally speaking, if you've been at the company for a little while, that money that they put in, you're generally vested. And if you go to another company or you retire, that's your money to take with you. So we're gonna give you a few statistics here on 401ks and kind of the retirement process. Some of these were quite shocking to me. So, only 31% of Gen Z workers are currently participating in a 401k, compared to 81% of baby boomers. So 3 out of 10 versus 8 out of 10. Second, the average 401k balance for millennials under 35 is just $18,000. So kudos to the ones that have gotten started, but you'll see here in a minute why it's important to get that number going early. And then number 3, 78% of Gen Z workers say they want to retire early. So 8 out of 10 of you guys say you want to retire early, but 6 out of 10 of those people aren't even contributing to any retirement plan, right? So, I'm trying to bring you guys actionable steps, so hopefully that helps. But, when you have that desire mentally, nothing happens till you actually take action. Number 4, 40% of eligible Gen Z employees leave employer 401k matches untouched. So that means they're not contributing enough to even get the 401k match from their contributor or from their employer. And then number 5, this is where I was talking about starting early. Someone who starts investing $150 a month at age 22 can retire with $1.2 million by 65. And that's averaging 10%, which the S&P since inception is right around 10%. If you look over the last 30 to 40 years, it's anywhere between 10 and 12%. So the S&P 500 is a very solid benchmark, but that's what investing early does for you. And when you don't realize, even putting in $50, $100, that consistency over time will turn out to be tons of money. Now, I know 1.2 million 30 years from now or 40 years from now isn't the same as it is now, but I can assure you that it's better than waiting till you're 40 or 45 to then start putting money in there, right? And that's just keeping it at $150 a month. When you get raises and you raise it to 200, 300, 400, that number's even going to be larger. So let's talk about a few things that you can do to kind of get that ball rolling. So 1, auto increase annually. So one of the nice things about most of the retirement plans is that there's a set it and forget it option. And so most of us, get raises at some point during the year. Obviously it depends whenever your company's is. Mine is always at the beginning of the year. So one thing I like to do is I'll raise my 401k or my Roth contribution by 1% or 2% automatically every year. And I don't even have to think about it. If I get paid a little bit more, they take a little bit more out, and that money's going to invest it in, and I never even see it. Number two, contribute enough to get the full amount. So some companies are a 1-for-1, meaning you put in $1, they give you $1. Some companies are 2-for-1. You got to put in $2 to get one of their dollars. And then eventually they max out. Like my company, for instance, is you put in 5%, they'll put in 5%. But then after that, you don't get any more. So it's a 1-to-1 match, but 5% is huge. And I tell my employees all the time, I say, listen, if you would like a 5% raise and you're not contributing your 401k, do that. Because as soon as you put that 5% in, the company's giving you 5%. That's an easy 5%. And your future self will definitely thank you. And then the third thing you can do is there's two different kinds generally of 401k. There's a regular 401k and then there's a Roth 401k. And the difference between the two is very simple. Is a regular 401k is you take money out of your paycheck now and don't pay taxes on it, and then you invest it, and the growth is all done pre-tax. With the Roth, there is a cap on it. I believe it's $7,000, and I'm not a tax professional, so you definitely want to check with a tax professional. But I believe it's $7,000 that you can put in, and that's after tax money. So you get all the taxes taken out of your paycheck, and you pay taxes on that money, and then you invest it. And then you can put it into $7,000 a year, and that money, whenever you go to take it out 20 years from now or 25, whenever that is, it's 100% tax-free because you've already paid taxes on it. So you want to max out that section first, which is a Roth 401k. And then once you do that, then put the rest of it into the regular 401k because it's still a tax advantage plan. All right, so hopefully some of those suggestions helped you. I know some of those statistics were kind of alarming. I'm going to leave you with the question of the day and tip of the day. Question of the day: what would your life look at 50 if you never had to worry about money? So just take a minute, close your eyes, and just think if you never had to check your balance in your checking account when you wanted to go out to eat, pay a bill, go on vacation. If you start investing now, that can happen. And then tip of the day: if your job offers a match and you're not taking it to 100%, then you're leaving money on the table from day one. That's a guaranteed return on your money. And I'm not giving you financial advice. That's just basic math, right? And I know there's lots of other things out there that you need to spend your money on, but the most important person you need to spend your money on is you. Because if you don't take care of yourself and plan for your financial future, you won't be able to take care of anybody else. It's kind of like putting an airbag on when you get in the plane. If something happens, put yours on first and help other people. It's the same way, at least in my opinion, with finances. I'm not saying be greedy, but you can't be generous if you're broke, right? So hopefully some of these things help. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, every day bringing you 5 to 7 minute videos. Until next time.